Hi everyone, welcome back to Pirich Podcast. So this is a Q&A session and it is going to have a discussion about the Tata Motors company. So when we were asked about Tata Motors and its debt, so the question is, hello Vinod sir, Tata Motors company balance sheet shows that it has huge debt, but why does Anand sir keep talking about this company with huge debt? It is also in his Patas list. Could you please throw more light on this? So there are good companies like Maruti Suzuki, Hyundai, Toyota, and lot of other companies. So
What is so special about Tata Motors? Well, the reason why Anand doesn't worry about the debt in Tata Motors is what Tata Motors has in its holdings. Tata Motors is part of the Tata Trust, the Tata family. So imagine I am Ambani. I have $120 billion.
Okay.
You're my young son. You start a company and you have $20 million debt. You're my son. I have $120 billion.
Yeah.
Your debt is only
20 million.
Do you think the bank would be worried very much
No.
if I'm guaranteeing you?
They will trust me and
You come to me and say, Dada, sign papers. Bank is asking, and I'm signing everywhere.
okay.
The bank sees me standing behind you. What will the bank say?
No, it will not say anything. It will accept.
Correct. It'll even agree to any terms of interest you have. You say, I can't pay so much interest, too much. Reduce. They'll reduce. Even if you don't have, they'll give. Why? Because I'm $120 billion and you're only asking for $20 million and I'm standing behind you.
So the father is
Tata's, Tata Sons, Tata Trust, whatever you want to call it.
and the son is Tata Motors company.
Yes. And the amount of wealth the Tata family has, even you and I don't know. Amount of land they hold in Bombay, Pune,
Yeah.
Jamshedpur, all over the world. We don't know. We really don't know the amount of wealth the Tatas have inside India, outside India. And one wonderful thing about them is they don't make noise about it. Everybody else, like Elon Musk, I don't want to mention Indian names, Elon Musk and everyone outside will be like,
Yeah.
oh!
I have this much money.
Yeah, they walk around like,
Richest man in the world.
yes, beating. Ah! You don't see any Tata man doing that. Even recently, the Tata Trust went through a rejig in their board of trustees. And the reason was Ratan Tata felt that they need to be more proactive on the social work which they do and has created a small subcommittee within his committee. So they make decision making faster for the trust. So whatever projects they're implementing to help the poor and social work projects they're doing, they want to directly do it. Before they were funding other people doing the work.
Okay.
Now they're saying, no, let's ourselves get our hands dirty and help people. So that's the kind of person he is and that family is. So I don't think that debt is something to worry about. This is the reason behind Anand's logic and his thinking. Of course, he gets a lot of flack, my brother, because he goes on saying Tata J, Tata J, Tata J. But I think as things stand right now, till there's a reason not to say it, I don't see any reason why not. Considering the fact we have so many wealthy people in India, they find it so hard to help anybody. When you take $320 million and you throw it for a one-day fun, not even full day, evening fun, you spend that kind of money, saddens me. In the same city, we have extremely poor people, great struggle they're going through. That too, the monsoon season is in full swing. The roads are flooded, roofs are leaking, buildings are collapsing, people are being buried alive. There's a very famous video NDTV had put up, some 10 job vacancy in a company. 1,800 candidates came for the vacancy. And they were pushing and shoving and the whole stair barricade collapsed. Because that's how the situation in the economy is, in the grassroots level. So that's, I know I digressed away from what we were talking about. But as far as Tata Motors debt is concerned, I would not worry about it. And another great thing is, the company always learns from its mistakes. They launched cars, they tried the Nano, didn't succeed very well. It failed. The dream of the Nano didn't materialize. Then they went into the Indica. Indica had some success, but then they had other problems in terms of design. And the opinion of the public of the car was looking like a box car, like a truck. So they worked, and now they got a good team to the point now they're going to separate the company. Tata Motors is going to split into two, where you have commercials and passengers separate. So And the way the debt gets restructured within these two companies is also going to be interesting to see how they spread the debt. And there you will be able to see more idea on what they're holding, because they're going to be splitting assets like factories and everything. So you'll see what is the actual value of each company. It will be interesting. There will be an opportunity to see how it happens. We'll give you more insight into what is there. But don't worry about the debt.
And the next question is, when Tata Sons IPO news was going on, Tata Motors planned that Tata Capital can be separated from Tata Motors and it can be made into a separate company. And Tata Motors also holds a major part in Tata Technologies company. But other automobile companies like Maruti Suzuki, Toyota don't have this advantage. So how does this...
the one other company I would say that has advantage are the parent companies. The Suzuki in Japan. That's another huge company, a very old company. The Hyundai in Korea is a very old company and it's a multi-conglomerate. They're into shipping, they're into heavy industries, they do memories, electronics, you name it. They're into lots of things.
Okay.
In India, they happen to sell cars. So the parent companies of these multinationals they're talking about, the Toyotas and all that, are in their home country, they're very big companies. In India, right, they're only doing certain projects here in India. So you're right. Maruti Suzuki does not have the same magnitude and breadth and depth of Tata Motors. But I would say the only way you can compare it would be probably Mahindra and Mahindra, because it's an Indian company like Tata Motors. But Mahindra is a very small company compared to Tata Motors.
Okay.
There was recently Anand did a video about it because people are saying Mahindra will overtake Tata Motors. But you're not comparing apples to apples here. Like I said, one has wealth of unforeseen amount. You can't even see the depth of Tata. So you can't even compare it. You can only compare something when you know how long and wide and tall it is. When you do not know the length, breadth and depth of it, how do you compare? So you're right. Tata Motors cannot be compared. And you're right. It has many small companies within it and which are valued even more. And how these companies can be structured and valued is very difficult to see. Like Tata Capital, what you're saying is spot on. This is the main reason why I also said don't worry about Tata Motors. You look at the earnings, and if you're holding it for the long term, you have nothing to worry about. I bought Tata Motors and Tata DVR especially at 25 rupees. Not very long ago.
During the pandemic.
Yeah, it was there. It was all lying on the table. No one wanted to touch it. And I was like very happy to buy it. So I'm not going to sell it now. Now it's all going to be converted to Tata Motors shares. So opportunities do come, and you should have belief in your knowledge of what you think is right and wrong. So this is my advice on Tata Motors.
And when we look at the balance sheet of any company, since we are discussing about the debt, we see terms like debt, liabilities, loan and borrowings. They look similar. And what does each term mean?